10-piece chicken nugget. Is this 10 pieces? Well, now it's 9. I'm going on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, if you're watching this, please help me. Please help me. Please help my husband. Please help save my marriage.
Click the link down below and book me on Cameo, where I'm gonna make a special video just for you.
Dr. Phil, I need your help. We need your help. We need help. And we're gonna get it because I think that there's a guardian angel looking after me who wants me to succeed. And I will come on your TV show and I will tell you. This message is for Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, are you there? This is my show, and I'm about to eat with my viewers, and I'm about to, say grace and be thankful, and I just got back home. Yes, I do. Shibby do. How about you? I love Jesus. I do. And I feel like I'm at a point where I'm hanging on by a thread. I am hanging on by a thread. And I have my probiotics. You'd be very happy about that. And I have my vitamins and I'm eating nutritious food. But my digestion, I am gaining weight and I don't know why. My head hurts. And you'd be listen, Dr. Phil, you'd be very proud of me, actually. Actually, you'd be very proud of me, Dr. Phil. Because I'm eating less today. This is not that much food. This is barely, oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. They forgot my large French fries. Where's my, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I'm about to join them in heaven in a minute if my heart don't stop after this food. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, St. Paul, Mary Magdalene, and all the saints come running in. I need help, Dr. Phil. I need help. I need help. My husband needs help. We need help as a couple. I am gaining weight and I don't know what. That's not. I ordered a McDouble. That's a McSingle. I'm calling corporate. I'm calling corporate. Nick, edit this out. This is for Dr. Phil. You guys, buy my water bottle. You get 10% off with me. Link down below. I got robbed. I just got robbed. I paid for a McDouble and I got a McSingle. Orlin! I'm opening these sauces. Get in here and bring a chair. Dr. Phil, if you're watching, we need help. And we're gonna get help. We are getting help.
What?
Bring a chair. They gave
You're not getting enough food for both of us.
Since when are you eating? Since when are you eating?
You told me I have to be in the video.
You're not allowed to eat today.
You told me that I had to eat too.
No. You're not eating.
So that's for one person?
I just told him I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah, you're not losing any weight.
I said trying. What do you think, this is magic? I can't see. Flip the screen. Do something. You're lazy. I have ranch. Are you really gonna make my ranch go flying? What's wrong with you? So this is my single. Oh, can you give me ketchup, please?
Why can't you get it? You have 2 semi-functional legs. You can go get it.
Mmm.
Why don't you get it?
I'm getting a refund though. Be quiet. Just go get me.
Why can't you get your own ketchup? Part of growing and improving in a relationship is of you actually taking steps.
Just leave. Just
to do things on your own.
I can't right now.
Like, why can't you do things for yourself? You have to help yourself. I can't do everything for you. I can't do everything.
You can go.
You.
You can go.
Come on, your ketchup.
No, you can leave. Actually, take your chair and leave. Oh, I'm gonna have my probiotics, you guys. So, but give me a ketchup before we leave. Did I already have one of these? I forget.
I thought you were gonna get.
I'm gonna have two.
You were gonna get your own ketchup.
Leave! I have a story time to share with you right now. Might seem a little dramatic, but I'm not that type of a person. I'm just gonna tell you raw and real of what's going on. Oh, look, a french fry. Last night, I almost passed away. And I was praying to God. And this is how I know I still have love for Orlin. Someone commented the other day, if he's gonna go cheat on you, why do you care if you're breaking up? Well, excuse me, Missy Two Shoes, but we've been together for almost 8 years. If we split up or divorce or whatever is gonna happen, I will always have he will always have a place in my heart. Almost a decade. 8 years. 8 years. It's crazy. But anyway, so last night, Orlin kind of like reminded me why I love him. Because he saved my life last night. I did not call 911. I probably should have. But I'm too afraid of doctors, as you guys know. So, I had this thing. You guys know when I had my heart attack, my left arm went bad, and then the nerves have never been the same. Like, if I touch right here, it feels like someone's playing with my nervous system down in my hand. Yeah, ooh, it feels weird. It's like connected. So it's effed up. Last night though, I had intense, and by intense, I mean intense, squeezing pressure right here in my arm. Well, actually not even there. It was more so like right in the middle, where the elbow is, and I could feel it down in here in my hand. I felt someone was squeezing on my arteries or my nerves or something. And you know, when you Google symptoms of like angina, heart attack, stuff like that, it lasts for, you know, a couple minutes, maybe half an hour. Mine had been going on for like 8 hours straight, and I did not know what to do. And this had happened, the last time that this happened to me, where it was like this long of a duration that I remember, was back before I was even on YouTube. I'll tell you the story. I like to refer it as DC, Nick, you know. DC, Washington, DC. I was going to school in Washington, DC. And I dropped out of school, right? And I went through this really sad, dark phase of my life where I didn't see anybody. I broke up with my boyfriend. I didn't have a job. I was living by myself in someone's basement, and I was all alone, and I was getting really sad. Very dark times. And in those dark times, I was drinking a lot of alcohol and eating a lot of crappy food. I mean, like, this is probably even worse. This is probably even worse, but it was not good. I would make homemade tortillas, like a stick of butter, and fry them, and put tons and tons and tons of cheese and melt it and have cheese quesadillas all day long. All day long. Oh, and mac and cheese was my favorite. I used to make the richest, fattiest mac and cheese on planet Earth. Velveeta cheese, Munster cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, pepper jack cheese, all mixed together, then baked, and then I put some like rum into it. Give it a little spice, a little kick. I made some drunken mac and cheese while drinking and watching Judge Judy. That was my life. That's probably why I have such a like, I don't want to say a lawyer side. People say to me, you should be a lawyer. It's kind of crazy, I would never. But very like, I don't know. I'm very orderly in my head. I know my whole brand is being chaotic and stuff, but I'm still very orderly about the chaos, if that makes sense. Like, I know what I'm doing, you know, but you know, if I'm paying attention, I'm not having a bad day. I'm very orderly in my head, you know, and I really am logical. And again, half the people don't even believe that. But anyway, and I remember one time I had done a lot of alcohol, a lot of mac and cheese, a lot of cheese quesadillas. Oh, and donuts too. I was eating donuts, but oh my God, I would buy 12 donuts and eat all 12 donuts. I was made to be a mukbanger, but that was out of like darkness and sadness. I was eating my feelings and drinking alone in a house by myself. No friends, no one ever checked up on me. I was house sitting for somebody who was overseas for like 2 months or 3 months. Now, it was dark and gloomy. and I had no one to talk to, no outreach, no outlet. The food tasted good though. But anyway, there was this one time, it was actually a couple of nights, but it wouldn't even just be at night, it would be all day long into the nighttime, and I'd be praying, I wouldn't know what to pray to, but I'd have this intense squeezing in my arm. Intense squeezing of my arm. Just this left arm. Oh, and a little bit on the right arm sometimes too, but more so the left, which is scary because that's the heart arm. And I would Google it, nothing would come up. I would ask, someone on Facebook, because I was really big on Facebook. I was talking to all my friends over there. I was really into Facebook. And, no, they're like, that doesn't sound normal. You should see a doctor. I'm like, I didn't have health insurance. I'm like, I'm not saying that. What am I going to do? And you guys know I was a concert performer. I'm a concert violinist. And I had these compression socks that are supposed to squeeze your calves to help circulations for older people. Does it prevent blood clots? I don't know what it does. I don't even know why I got them. Oh, because I like my socks. If I wear long socks, I like for them to stay up. I have these little socks on, but I would want them to stay all the way up my calf, and stay there, stay put. And the only way you achieve that, so they don't roll down under your concert clothes, is to have them to be tight. So I ordered these compression socks, and they were very tight. But I felt better with them, and I was not really that overweight. Maybe 10, 20 pounds overweight. I was not overweight. And I decided to put those compression socks on my arms when I was having this intense, I couldn't even sleep. I didn't know what was going on. And I had just eaten a lot of fatty, rich, fat, oily, fiberless food. And I put them on my arms and it helped relieve the pain. And, I proceeded to do my thing and be drunk and eat bad food. And then it came back again. It's very random. It would come back, this intense pain. And it's scary too, because it's not like you can see what's happening. If I get a paper cut, it hurts. At least I know what it's from. I banged my head hurts. I know that my head's hurting because I banged it. This is a medical mystery. It's inside of me. And I kept looking, is this black and blue? Is it a blood clot? No. And that actually led me to do a lot of research on the computer. I guess everything happens for a reason. Those dark times led me to spending a lot of time. I had no job, no responsibilities, no kids, no boyfriend. My family, I had cut off. Not they didn't do anything wrong. I was going crazy. I still had friends on Facebook and stuff, but I still had no real outlet. And that's the scariest place to be in. It's one thing to have outlets on social media and stuff, or friends that you talk to online. It's another thing if you don't have a real physical person in your life to hug every day or to talk to every day. If you're just stuck in your little hole and you're just getting all of your social needs met through the internet, it's not going to be the same, and you're going to be a crazy person. And that's why I was kind of fearful of Colombia long term, because I'm like, what am I going to do? What if me and Orland stop getting along? Or what if something happens to him? Or you need someone else, So that's why I'm so happy to be out of that country. But anyway, everything happens for a reason. I spent a lot of that free time researching about why do my arms hurt? How do I be healthy? I don't want to die. I'm only 20 years old, maybe 19 or something. I'm like, I don't want to die. What am I going to do? And that's how I came across stuff about vegan diets and raw food diets and da-da-da-da-da. And that's how that kind of came, that interest got sparked. Because it came from a place of panic and, discomfort, Anyway, never happened again. It's never even happened on my mukbang journey, if this could even be called a journey. This is almost year 4 of eating this way, and I've never had that sharp pain until last night. Maybe I have and I never told anyone. I don't remember. I don't think so. Orlin! Get here. Anyway, it happened last night. Right around the time I started eating Moe's Southwest Grill. Last night, look at the food I ate. Watch what happened to me.
What do you want? What's wrong now?
That pain I had in my arm, did I ever express having that to you anytime during this mukbang journey?
No, you told me that before you went fruitarian, you had that pain and you used compression socks.
I know, but since we've been together in 8 years, have I ever described this pain to you in my arm?
When you were in Pennsylvania?
That was the heart attack, though.
I don't know, you have so many heart attack calls. I don't know.
So you can't recall any time where I'm like, oh my god, I'm having the DC arms.
No.
It's never happened
I don't
before.
remember that, yeah.
Okay, you can leave now. Goodbye. So,
Anything else?
goodbye. You're done. Last night,
Last night was a loser.
the shut off. So last night, right around the time I started eating that Moe's Southwest Grill, if you saw yesterday's video, me and Orlin were fighting, whatever, but I got Mexican food. And I was eating it very silently. If you recall, I didn't really talk much in that video. Even though the food was really good, I was kind of like silent because I started getting pain in my arm and I really didn't want to react to it. I didn't want to draw attention to it because I thought it might be psychological, like in my head. What do they say? Hypochondriac? I am one. But when I turned off the camera, it got worse and worse and worse by the hour. And then I filmed that yesterday. When did I film that? I don't even remember. It was, mid-afternoon. No, late afternoon probably. And, 11 midnight rolls around and it's getting squeezing on my arm. The whole arm feels so painful and it went to my hand. And I'm crying, you guys. I'm literally crying. It's no show. It's no melodramatic performance on YouTube. It's actual scared. And you guys know I eat my broccoli every day, right? I eat a lot of broccoli, a lot of avocados. I try to get at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Not 5 fruits, 5 vegetables servings. That would be like a ton of food. But at least 5 fruits and vegetables combined. So maybe like 3 servings of fruit, 2 servings of vegetables, 4 servings of vegetables, 1 serving of fruit, something like that. But a minimum of 5. And Orlin kind of saved my life last night. Because he's very smart. And when he was in school, he really liked medicine and stuff. And he was going to be a doctor. He actually has changed his mind a lot what he wanted to do. He's really into nature. He's really into a lot of different things. But he's very smart when it comes to medicine and symptoms of diseases. And like he'll know even before my cousin. My cousin's a doctor. And one time like I was talking to him, I was like, this is going on. And Orion's like, yeah, that's dilution and compression of the dough. Or what did he say? Arrhythmia of the heart. He's like, he was having arrhythmia. And my cousin's like, yeah, that's right. Like, I'm like, my cousin, you're a doctor. You should know that before Orlin. Orlin's just a kid. He's literally a kid. And so anyway, and he was saying, Nick, you need to eat more whey fruit. I'm like, but the sugar. He's like, Nick, stop it. It's not sugar. It's natural sugar. And yes, too much of it in an unhealthy body could make some bad changes. But the low glycemic index fruits, the low sugar fruits, are going to help you in ways that no other food could, including your vegetables. You need to get that hydration. And he's like, it's either 2 things. The amount of sodium in that Moe's just kicked you over the edge. Or it was a potassium issue. And it's so funny because I thought broccoli was the best for potassium out of all of my cruciferous greens that I was making. Because we'll look up on the internet the amount of potassium in collard greens, the amount of potassium in spinach, the amount of potassium in kale, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, etc. Potatoes actually have more than bananas, a potato. But then you get the calories. So it's like you have to pick and choose what makes more sense for you. Maybe it's a good thing to get the calories. Maybe you'll eat less junk, you'll be fuller. So I wasn't really hungry, but oh my god, I was in pain and I was crying. Orlin gave me some of his dragon fruits because they're high in anthocyanins or something, he said like that. I had the red ones. And he's like, in Colombia, these are medicinal. He's like, eat this right now. It's going to hydrate you. And I'm like, but I'm drinking water. I'm peeing clear. He's like, it's not the same. It's a different type of hydration from fruit than it is from water. He's like, a lot of the natives and the Amazon forests of Colombia believe this. They don't have faucets and You know, and they're not drinking out of containers and plastic bottles. They're getting their hydration from like the food they're eating, the fruits and the berries and whatever they're planting, but also like river water and stuff, whatever. But it's a different type of hydration. And I'm like, what? He's like, just trust me. Well, I ate this dragon fruit and it wasn't immediate, but I'd say like 5-6 minutes down the road, all of a sudden the pain started to go away. I'm like, what? And then he gave me, what did he give me? I forget what he gave me. He gave me the dragon fruits. Oh, he made me a lot of lemon. He took like 5 lemons because I bought all these lemons for seafood boils. You guys know I haven't done a seafood boil for like a month. And I really need to. So I have all these lemons in here. He chopped them up and squeezed all of them and put some water into it. He said, drink this. That lemon, those antioxidants, those flavonoids, all that potassium and vitamins and nutrients, it's gonna make this feel better. It's gonna relieve the pain. It's gonna open you up. And it's gonna hydrate you. And it's not gonna have the side effects of broccoli. I'm like, what the heck is a side effect of broccoli? He's like, vitamin K. It thickens your blood. And it's crazy because I took an aspirin. I have aspirin here in the house for like relieving pain. Everyone pops an aspirin if they like, you know, get cut or hurt or bruised or they have a fever. You know, it's like an over-the-counter normal thing. But I use it for like blood thinning qualities if I have an emergency, and I haven't had to use it for a long time. Or likes to joke with me on camera, be like, he's taking aspirin. Right hand up to God, I haven't taken it for months. You know, I've been really, but last night, it was so intense. I'm like, give me an aspirin. I took an aspirin. It did nothing. An hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, 4 hours later, no relief came from that aspirin. And I was eating all this broccoli where it's like, stop. That's a lot of vitamin K. That's going to thicken your blood. You have a blood thinner going on. They're going to counteract. It's clearly not a blood thickening issue. It must be something else. It's either sodium, too much sodium and you need more potassium, or it's an extreme level of dehydration in the sense that you don't get from water. And I'm like, ugh. So anyways, we did a little research, and it turns out, if any of you guys, it's funny because I just did a mukbang, and someone said, I just did a cameo, and someone asked me, Nick, I'm going to start a mukbang channel, give me some tips and tricks. And I told this person, I said, be consistent, but don't post every day. Don't waste a lot of money on fancy equipment because you might not even make it back. You don't know what the future holds. And 3, I said, make sure you eat a lot of vegetables off camera. Now I want to go back to that person, be specific, and be like, don't just eat any vegetables. If you're eating mukbangs, they are sodium rich. This is the amount of sodium for like 3 people in a day. And I'm eating it in a sitting for 1 meal. Too much sodium is bad for hypertension, for high blood pressure, for so many things. And it's very hard to get potassium. Have you ever looked into it? The amount of potassium to meet your requirements, your RDA, is a lot. Like people, you have to go out of your way to make effort to get a lot of potassium sometimes. It's not just found in your everyday, like I'm gonna have a piece of bread, a sandwich, and some cereal, and you know, some chicken sandwich and a little salad on the side. You're not gonna get enough potassium. It's crazy. And we did a little research. Apparently the vegetable fruits, the ground fruits, pumpkin, squash, zucchini, do you know those are all fruits? I know, they grow on the ground, they look like vegetables, but since they have seeds, they're botanically a fruit. The ground fruits have way more potassium per 50 calories. So 50 calories of pumpkin has 11% of your potassium requirements. 11% in just 50 calories. It's like this much. You know what I mean? And 50 calories of broccoli, you're getting 5%. So you're getting double the amount of potassium than broccoli without the side effects of vitamin K. Vitamin K you need, it's a good thing. Vegans actually have problems with it. They're not getting enough, they're not absorbing it, You know, vitamin K is something you have to look out for if you're not eating other stuff, you know, dairy or cheese or milk or whatever. But in my situation, you know, I'm fine in that department. So we're about to go to the grocery store and get some pumpkin, a lot of pumpkin. And it's cheaper than broccoli too. And also zucchini has the most. I think it was like 14% for 50 calories. That's so much. So last night, Orly gave me a zucchini he happened to just have in the fridge. I had a zucchini, a whole thing, raw. I had the dragon fruits for like the medicinal properties and the flavonoids and the hydration, and lemon water. And that's it. And before I went to bed, a lot of the pain had gone away. It wasn't completely gone. It was not completely gone, but a lot of it had gone away. And he fell asleep before me, and when he was sleeping next to me, I was just sitting up in bed, and I wasn't looking at my phone. I was just thinking and looking up at the ceiling, and we have these red night lights in the room, so the room was like red and black. It looked like a Star Wars ship. It's not that many red lights, it's just very soft little night lights in the outlets at the floor. And I'm alone, you know, I'm just sitting there, I'm looking up at the ceiling, I'm thinking like, oh my God, what if something happened and my heart just stopped? Or what if something happened and like my kidney blew out from all the sodium? Or like, what if I got really bad kidney stones? Or what if, and I drink so much water. I'm starting up oh, that's the other thing. This all happened too because I started up a new treadmill routine 2 days ago. And I kid you not, every time I start exercising, before you yell at me and say walking isn't exercise, it is. If you're morbidly obese like me, walking is exercise. It's gonna burn a lot more calories and take a lot more out of me and my glycogen and my muscles than the average person. I'm literally 2 people put together, so be quiet. And every time, because I go on these phases where I'm like, treadmill every day for 2 months, and then I take a week off, and then I can't get back on, and then I lose track, and my routine's a mess. I remember in Pennsylvania, I was going for walks for a month straight, and when I did it, I started having heart problems. And then as soon as I stopped exercising, my heart problems went away. And it's just so upsetting because it's like exercise can bring about, especially if you're unhealthy, it can bring about discomfort. It can bring about maybe even scary circumstances where you're moving some plaque around or you're getting some pain, or it's just, it makes you not want to do it. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna sit down and never move now because this is scary. But all the research says, yes, while that is a chance you take, you know, people will, especially really sick people or overweight people, they can die during exercise. That's why I think that Biggest Loser's TV show is very dangerous. The amount of stuff they make them go through is just way too much for someone that size without the endurance. And they end up blowing out their adrenal glands and metabolism going way down. You know, it's really bad. But that's why, you know, you have to be careful. But the research shows the same things that's going to cause some problems for overweight people, the exercise, is the same thing that's going to help strengthen their arteries, strengthen their heart, and lose weight. So the answer is both the problem and the solution. The action of exercise is going to be a problem and a solution at the same time for people like me. And it happens every time. Every time. That's why when the, you know what, Bud Light thing started going around, I stopped my treadmill. That's really what started this. Back in February or March, I was like, nope, I don't want to, because you lower your immune system slightly at first until you build up a tolerance, because you're doing damage to your cells, your muscles. You know, your body has to repair, especially if you're overweight and you're not used to exercise. And I don't really exercise unless I'm like shopping or walking around. I mean, I'm just in this apartment, you know, so I work from home. It's basically a, you know, 12-hour-a-day office job. So I just really want to put that out into the world. I don't know how many people are going to make it this far, but fruit is very special. I feel like people don't eat enough of fruit. It's very funny because me and Orlin met because of fruits 8 years ago. You know, it's kind of the irony of what I do now, whatever. But I feel like no matter what diet I choose to follow, and you know, I feel like I've learned a lot over the years where it's like, yeah, when I'm ready to quit mukbangs and do something healthy, I'm going to eat a lot more fruit. But I've learned enough, I've matured enough to say, okay, I'm not going to eat only fruit like I did in the past, because then you'll deplete in other areas. Yeah, you might be more cancer proof, you might be more heart disease proof, you might be have way more potassium, but your minerals may be depleted. You might not be absorbing a lot of those vitamins and minerals, and you're going to be depleted with the omegas and the collagen and all this kind of stuff that are just not found in fruits, you know. So I've come to learn through my own experience of stuff. But let it be known, let the record be straight here. Most people don't eat enough fruit. And I just, there's a lot of people who are like, too much sugar. Even me, I'm like, at this size, I remember one time I had like a 5 banana smoothie in the morning time. And the day beforehand, I did Cheesecake Factory, and oh my God, it felt like diabetes, but painful. It felt like a diabetes attack. I was looking up all the symptoms. My whole body hurt. When you just know something's wrong, you're sensing it. Your body will give you information. I pricked my finger on the, because we have a diabetes glucose thing. If you're overweight and coming from an unhealthy lifestyle, you should not be eating that much fruit at first. You really need to ease yourself into it. It's a lot. And so most people, too much fruit will be problematic for most people. Too much of it, you know what I mean? You can have too much, but because how's your body going to regulate all that sugar? Even if there's fiber, it's still a lot, especially if you're eating a lot of it. But anyway, all I'm trying to say here is that I still feel like people don't eat enough because of that. They're scared of it. I'm sometimes even scared, like, oh no, I don't have more than 2 bananas, I might get sick. But there's other fruits out there that are low in the sugar, low in the glycemic index, that are gonna benefit you, and you need to try to get them in. Zucchini, pumpkin, squash, cucumber, those are all fruits. Bell peppers. Bee Loves Life is having bell peppers. One bell pepper. One red bell pepper has over 100% of your vitamin C requirements for the day. Just one. Yeah, you don't have to eat only fruits and be a fruitarian vegan and eat, 50,000 bananas. If it's going to be excess and you're just going to be pooping out, it's going to be wasteful. And like I said, you'll deplete in other areas. But you got to make sure you're still getting your peppers in. One pepper alone is going to really do a lot for you. But don't just eat one. Eat because those are low in sugar, but they're fruits, and they offer things that vegetables don't. And then also vice versa, vegetables offer minerals that fruits lack. But life is all about balance, and that's really what I've come to learn over the years. It really is about balance, and the Japanese got it right. You know what I mean? They eat a lot of fruit, but they also eat meat, and they also they're balanced. And yeah, that's my little thing today, because I literally thought I was gonna die. I was crying, and my arm hurt. It was 1 a.m. No one had compression socks. I was like, Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, something. Nothing was open. And Orlin said, and because I was eating, okay, that's how Orlin's smart. Or he just had this sense, this sixth sense, to give me that dragon fruit. To give me that zucchini. Because throughout the day, I eat so much broccoli. I eat a lot of broccoli. I had 2 avocados. I even had an avocado sandwich yesterday morning. Didn't cut it with that Moe's Southwest Grill. Now I'm kind of petrified. I don't think I'm going to eat at Moe's Southwest Grill ever again. Because last time I ate at Moe's, I got very, very sick too. So it might have been like an accumulation of sodium or something that made my arm go crazy. That also, happened when I was in Washington, D.C. and my arm went crazy 7 years ago. When I was living there, my whole arm. And the only relief I got, a little bit of relief, was putting compression socks on it. And I just changed my diet because I was that scared, and boom, it went away. Never came back for 8 years. You'd think it would have come back by now. I've been doing mukbangs for 4 years. So it must have been a combination. Maybe I was super stressed. Actually, I wasn't really stressed. My life, can I be honest with you, in some ways it's getting worse because of me and Orlin and our relationship. In some ways it's gotten better because, I'm not having problems with anybody on the internet. That's a relief. It seems like 2 years ago I was always back and forth with my tea kettle and doing, I actually just made a video to Veronica Wang, what was it, 2 days ago? But there's nothing new. There's no problems, you know what I mean? It's not like something happened and she's angry and I'm going, it's like I apologized and she decided to talk about it, and so I reacted. It's nothing's happening, you know what I mean? Nothing's happened. So there's no stress or any worries or anything. And that feels really good. And my family, there's no problems because we just resolved something.
I don't know.
Oh, turn off. It's Nancy. All right. I had to take that call. People are screwed. Can I just say, some people in this world are going to be screwed. Let's just ask a hypothetical question to everybody. Do you think it's allowed? That's what I'm saying. In a hypothetical world, I can't just. What was I gonna say? I don't even know what I was talking about. All I know is that fruits and vegetables are good for you. I eat a lot of vegetables, but not fruit. And that's the thing, I was eating avocados every day, which I'm still gonna do. But I was having like 3 avocados a day, maybe 2. I'm gonna stick back to 1 and try to get that other calories from the squashes, the pumpkins. I just went to the store and I got blueberries. So I'm gonna be eating blueberries. Again, low sugar, no really bad effects, but so good for you. So trying to balance out my life. But it was so scary. I was like, oh my God, is it over now? Mm. So, sorry, I'm just thinking about that phone call. I'm glad that's been taken care of. I don't even have anything to worry about. It's just annoying. People are so stupid in this world. What was I gonna say? Oh, fruit. Yeah, good. But that was really scary. So I ordered compression socks. They should be here tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow. No, because Amazon Prime. See, I would go out and drive and get some now, but there's no more pain because of all the fruit I ate. And with what's going around right now in the air, it's, you know, the cases are quadrupling by the second here in Florida. I don't want to risk passing away for a compression sock. I did see some people on Twitter saying, oh my gosh, we're overreacting. People are making a big deal of this virus. It's no different than the flu, blah, blah, blah. People are making a big deal. It's like a 99% recovery rate, da, da, da. Let it be clear. The things that are happening to people, and a lot of people, when they catch this, it's not like the flu that you fight off and you're done. It's permanent damage with a lot of people. Brain damage. I was reading a case, a doctor, 40, 50-year-old woman. She was a head doctor and she was helping patients, da da da. She caught the illness, she got through it, and then when she came out of it, all the people in her life, her family, her husband, her sisters, they said it's like her brain was taken out and a new one was put in. She changed. She was a different person. Her whole brain was altered and it was permanent, and she ended up taking her life. And then I read about this lady who has been on a breathing machine for 3.5 months after she supposedly recovered. So she got the illness. A week or two had gone by. She was no longer had it, but her lungs were damaged, and she might now pass away because there's people having permanent heart damage. Permanent. It's very scary. It sucks. I know it sucks. I hate wearing masks. I can't even breathe in one. I'm so overweight. I can't even breathe just sitting here eating my McDonald's. I feel so badly for the people who are now having to work with these dang stupid masks, but you have to do something, then do nothing at all. Even if you think it barely makes a difference, any little difference can help, because this You don't want to be like one of those people I just mentioned where, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It sucks for everybody, but you got to do something. And, oh, this is too stuck together. What was I going to say? Oh, remember when I went to Chili's? I was getting some comments. So, anyways, remember, my waitress had a mask. And she wasn't my waitress. It was just pickup. It was to go. You just pull in, you pick up your order, and you leave. But I said on camera, I feel bad that, because Florida is so hot, and she has to wear a mask running around outside in 90-degree weather. And I'm sweating with the AC on just in my car. And I thought to myself, you know, I was a server. That's a really annoying, hard job. Your feet hurt. You have to balance a lot of things in your head. People are upset sometimes. Sometimes people don't tip. You depend on those tips. And people's whole livelihoods have been changed because of this. Who were servers in restaurants. Most of them lost their jobs. And the ones that still have it, they have to wear a mask and huffing and puffing, carrying plates of food. It's just annoying. And the people are wearing masks. You can't hear them when they place their order for the restaurants that are open now. But then just like at Chili's, for the car pickup, they have to come, they have to give you the machine, they run back, they give you the food, they go back, they give you more ranch, they go back. And so I left her 20% tip, and I thought, you don't need to even leave a tip for carry out. You can, but most people don't need to leave a tip if you're just picking up to-go orders. You know, if I order online for Chick-fil-A, you know, well, that's maybe different because there's no seat. Yeah, it is sit down in Chick-fil-A actually, but let's make it more like family restaurant, like Applebee's. If I have to go order on Applebee's and I order it and I go pick it up, you don't need to tip the person who walked it out and brought it to you at the car pickup. You can give them $1 or something if you want, but it's way different than they're serving you, they're wiping down your table, they're refilling your drinks, they're bringing you more ketchup, they're checking up on you from the minute you start eating to the minute you finish. To go order here in the United States is you pick it up and leave. The restaurant makes money because you don't have to go inside. They actually save money that way. So, but I said in my video, I'm like, I'm gonna leave her a 20% tip because I feel really bad. Just seeing her walk around this heat with a mask on, carrying people's food. And she was probably a server, and she was one of the lucky ones that still has the job, but what is she making from this now? $8 an hour? So I left it, and then I saw some people in the comments saying like, oh my God, Nick, you should give her more than that, or oh my God, that's just expected, and you're having to like praise yourself for it. I'm like, I was kind of throwing back. Maybe people didn't realize that I was not dining in the parking lot. I was not dining. I was picking up to go to her, and I just feel like it's sometimes good to show that stuff because you see it, you think of it, and then you'll do something yourself in the same way. I can't stand when people say, oh, look at Jeffree Star, he did that. Now, I know he's in a hot seat right now, but still, last year, he was doing a lot of donations, thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, given out to people, giving the money out to families, sending donations to the Trevor Project. There's a boy who like ended his life and they had money for the funeral. He paid for the whole thing. There's this other one. He didn't even talk about it in a tweet. He didn't even talk about it in his YouTube video. He donated like $50,000 to this family in need, and someone happened to see it and retweet it and went viral on Twitter, and he never even mentioned it. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm just like, but even if he did, and people are like, you shouldn't have to tell people you're doing charitable work, or you should have to tell people that you're tipping at a restaurant. You should just do it. But when you're in a position where you're having millions of people watching you, that is a powerful tool to inspire people and a nice reminder. Some people don't remember to just be nice sometimes. Sometimes people don't remember it's good to do little things like that. Or even as simple as tipping at restaurants. People were just like, whatever, I want to just save money. And they don't, you know, for me, when I saw that, like, people in life are not perfect and people need little reminders here and there. It's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, people don't need reminders to tip at restaurants if you're getting your food. But in terms of like going above and beyond like Jeffree did for like sending donations and doing charitable stuff, it's a good feeling to do it. And it's a good feeling to let other people know you did it. It feels good, you know? And I just can't stand when people are like, you should keep that to yourself. It's like, okay, but he is a public figure. And by showing that, he's adding more beauty into the world. Would you rather just look at crap on Twitter, you miserable person? You know? So many miserable people. Anyway, I'm lucky to be alive. I don't know what I would have done with my arm. It was so intense. And the fruit, boom. It wasn't instant, but by the time I fell asleep, like an hour later, hour and a half, all the pain had gone away. Most of it, not all of it, most of it. And today it's fully gone. So, thank you, Orlin, for his wisdom and his love. And I was crying, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, I really love this guy. I think he didn't have to do that. And I'm such a baby when it comes to pain. And I stubbed my toe, and you're gonna get a breakdown on YouTube. That's the type of pain tolerance I have. Yeah, no, you don't even need me to tell you. You know, I make a video, I'm like, I'm positive my life is over. I tested positive. And literally, I'm crying because I tested positive for a cold. Like, it's just like, I'm just so melodramatic about everything when it comes to pain tolerance. Like, my teeth, I did a whole drama. You know, that's just how I am. I'm like a woman. I know that's hard. I'm sorry, women will get offended now. But you know what I mean? I'm more like, I'm that woman in the 1940s that would faint from, like, hearing news about something. I would faint from watching the news. Because I fainted in church when I heard about the blood drive when I was like 10 years old. I faint so often. I'm like the fainting woman. And the violins. And you know, back in the olden days when they have the orchestra accompany the black and white movies, it wasn't how it is now. It was more of like a theater type of thing, just with a video camera. So the orchestra, the violins, do, and there's, you know, Miss Sally fainting because she heard some somber news about the neighbor. Like, that's me, you know. So before you get your panties in a bunch, I said something the other day about feminism, and people are like, I'm so offended. You know, people, I think being offended is a lot in your control. It really is. It truly is. Now, some things, no. But a lot of things, yeah, it's in your control to choose to be offended for hours and be upset by it. That's a choice you're deciding to make, you know. It's, people like to make it so direct, you know, what I said about like, oh, look at me, I have a long skirt, feminism. I'm clearly being funny. If it's like there's a disconnect with some people. I would think most of them are children, which I get it. They don't have the brains to really grasp sarcasm or even just comedy. Things go over their heads. But I feel like some of them are adults, and it's really scary. It's like, you can't be serious. You're gonna let this spoil your life now because someone made a joke. I don't even know. But yeah. Anyways, I'm the fainting woman. Now it's chicken nugget. Look at me, still eating after I talked about how I almost died yesterday. I have a problem. It's called being hungry. Jeez Louise. Anyway. I still have like 3 videos that I never posted onto YouTube. They were like afterthoughts. I have a video that when I filmed Chick-fil-A, I didn't finish all the food. I did a lot of talking in that video. And 3 or 4 hours went by. This is like from last week. I went back and I finished all the food because I was still really hungry. But I never posted the video because I never know where to like put that as the tagline. You know what I mean? Like the main feature, that's this video here. McDonald's video, whatever I'm gonna call this. But then like you can do a little second video at the end. I do that sometimes where it's like 2 videos put together into one video because I want you to see it, but it's not like the main entree, you know what I mean? It's like the little appetizer or the little afterthought, you know? So I have a Chick-fil-A where I ate the food, so I want to post that. Maybe I'll stick that under this video. I also have a taco video, very short, like 10 minutes. Again, just me eating and giving you some little chit chat here and there. Because sometimes I'm hungry and I'm craving naughty food. I'm like, might as well film it. I'll put that on a different video. Get some watch time, let people eat with me longer. You never know. People like the long videos. And then I have a third video that I filmed 2 or 3 days ago. It was right when I posted my Veronica Wang response. And this was like midnight. I was so hungry. I was so tired. I don't even remember what time it was, but I had some ramen noodles. And I just ate with my big bags under my eyes because it took forever to edit that video. Lord have mercy. It was so pointless anyway. I was just like, what am I doing? But I'm like, here, I have my noodles right here. Let's eat, you know. So I would like you guys to see that. I don't know where to put that video. Maybe under this video? I don't know. But I have a few little like afterthought mukbangs. Separate short little things that don't, you know, aren't worthy of being standalone featured on my channel. So, but you know, just to stick them in somewhere. So I have to do that. So there might be one under this video. I'm not sure yet, but if there is, enjoy. Oh, because I don't want to hold on for them too long. But I feel like people also like going back in time a little bit. It's kind of fun to watch a video that someone did last week, knowing it was last week, and like contrasting it to where they are now. Thinking like, if they always, and also to hear what I say too about things, and sometimes they turn out to be the way, sometimes they don't. So I have to do that. Yeah. Anyways, everybody, thank you for eating with me and listening to my story. My life is crazy. My life is crazy. Dr. Phil, help me. I would love Dr. Phil to help me. I wonder what kind of advice he could give me. I stopped going to my therapist because she wants to do a lot of stuff over the phone, and I just don't. It's not the same. I'm a person-in-person type of person, you know. Even my friends, like, I can only take so much over the phone or texting. It's like, like, I'll say hi now and then or whatever, or I'll respond to you if you say something. But it got to be in person, you know? And it's just not the same. It's not... You can't replace looking at someone in the eyes and hanging out with them or being by their side than talking over the phone or texting. It's just never going to replace it. It's better than nothing at all, but it's not going to replace it. So that's how I am, especially if I'm spending $200 to talk to somebody. I want them in front of me. I want the person in front of them. I want them to see my body language. I want them to see my reaction. Like, how are they going to do a good job? You know what I mean? Like, it's like the online schooling. Yeah, it works for some, but it ain't going to work for most. And I'm one of those people that just not... I would never do online schooling. Ugh. Some people, yeah, but... If I'm paying a lot of money, there's no way. Like I said, I don't even like talking to my friends on the phone. It's annoying, but, you know, if I'm paying for a degree, one of my exes did online university, and I was always just like, and, you know, he loved it because it was cheaper, he didn't have to look at people, he could do it in his underwear, in his bedroom. I also feel like, too, it makes people cheat. Like, who's going to be watching if you have a test and you're over there on your other computer getting the... Like, yeah, okay, you could do it if you want to do it, but then what are you paying money for it for? It's like, you might as well learn it. If you're paying all that money, you might as well learn that skill. I don't know, it's just, I feel like it drives into temptation and distraction and... I mean, did he do okay with it? I don't know. We never really talked about it. My ex that did the schooling, he was doing it, but I never really, it was whatever. I mean, I was in college, so. And who am I to talk about college? I dropped out of mine, so, okay. Someone said to me on Instagram today or yesterday or whatever it was, it's all a blur. They were like, Nick, you should quit YouTube and get a real job. You're just dramatic. You look for attention. As they want attention, hoping I'll respond to them on my page. But anyways, and I actually responded. I gave them a little attention, so you're welcome. No skin off my back. I'll sleep just fine at night. But I was just like, sorry to make you upset, but no one wants to hire me. I'm a dropout. I got no skills, and I'm a crybaby. Nobody wants me to represent their company. trust and believe. So, sorry to disappoint you, but I can't get a real job because no one would hire me. I got no resume. I haven't been with a normal working job for like 5 years. How long has it been now? These mukbangs. Even if I want a job now, what was your last job? Waiting tables? Like, what? Where's your bachelor's? Don't have one. Do you have a reference? Yeah. A YouTuber who I ate McDonald's with one time. Like, just, like, you know, what the heck am I gonna do if I were to ever get a real job? And it's so funny because the people who want me to get a real job are the same people who are watching everything I do, clearly because I'm providing something for them. Either they're bored or losers or who knows what, you know. Providing free entertainment for you, so sit down. And you know dang well if I just quit YouTube, be like, oh, where's his videos? Why isn't he coming back? He should give us an update. He owes it to his fans. And everyone gets very possessive and very like they feel like they owe me, you know. It's those same type of people. Get a real job, but then they're also like, why aren't you posting? Wow, you're lazy. I'm subscribed to you. You know, they wanna feel like they have power over you. It's like, you can watch this. This is YouTube. Flick the channel. Go somewhere else. Like, oh my god. Weird. I'm gonna get going though. So that was my day. That was my night, almost passing away. I'm telling you, my life could, you can't make this up. This is not scripted. Like, every day something goes wrong. Like I said the other day to you, I'm like, it's as if my life is a movie. It's just so dramatic all the time. I'm dealing with these lawyers now. It's gonna be worth it in the end though. If I get a judgment, boom, they're gonna be paying me to the day they die. A judgment, so, okay. And do you know how this work? Like, say like you get in a car accident or something and it was your fault and your insurance doesn't cover it and that person sues you, but you don't have the money. Well, that means every time you do get money, and the government will make sure and check, half of that will go to me until it's all paid. And I don't care if it takes 5 years or 50 years. You'll be paid me until it's all paid. Like, that's how it works. So, you know, it's just annoying. There's just so much in my life. Problems. It's just so dramatic. I guess I'm a dramatic person. Oh, I guess I'm a dramatic person. You can't even make this stuff up. It's just like my teeth, my gums freaking rotting before everyone's eyes. My gums literally rotting. Wow. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.